Hello everyone, my name is Yami, of course, and welcome to my contest entry for the contest of the Mindcrack Fanserver made by Tibtuner. Tibtuner basically challenged us to build a prison, and at first I thought, nah, a prison, what's the big deal? But the more I got into building it, the more I realized that it leaves for a lot of creativity and a lot of detail as well. So really good job on the contest there, Tip. And let's get to showing what I did. I started off with the tower over there, started building the walls, and basically made a random shape, and this is the shape that turned out. After I built the walls, I wanted the walkway over on the walls, and this is how the walkway turned out. I started using fences over here, but it didn't look that good, so I basically got rid of them again. Then I remembered, right, we're in 1.4.2, which means that the cobblestone walls still are 1.5 block tall, so the guards couldn't jump over here. And it looked a lot better. After that was finished, I went over on ahead to the entryway. For the entryway, I kept it simple. If a new prisoner comes in with a guard or a visitor comes in, the first thing they have to do is talk to this guy. Oh, he's looking at the door. But yeah, talk to this guy, and this guy will tell them where to go to, either prison area 1 or 2, which are basically the same, but are made for convenience sake, or prison area 3, which is basically the high security part. These leads to the area for the visitors, and this only leads to the prisoner area, since the high security prisoners aren't allowed visitors. Now after I did this, I thought, let's start with the prison area 3. So because that's one of the biggest parts of the build. Oh, I hate the guy. Sorry guy, sorry, not my intention. So yeah, let's get over there. Basically has 3 layers: the bottom layer, the middle layer, and the top layer. And the higher you get, the smaller the walkway. This is so if you stand here, you can look down on the walkway down there, and same with this, you can look down on the walkways. That was basically my aim, and it turned out great. Now these cells, there are on every layer 27, so 81 in total. And these cells, is this an empty one? I think it is. These cells don't have much in them. Like I said, it's a high security cell, so the only thing they have is a bed, a table and a chair, and a toilet. Now, these cells are for the long-term prisoners. Like, if they have to stay all their life in a prison, they get put in here. Or if they come from area 1 or 2 and they misbehaved, basically. Of course, if the prisoners are let out, because that happens sometimes, they get let out, they could basically jump over there or over there. And to counter that, I've put these electric fences, which shocks the prisoners and alerts the guards. So that's that area over there, and after that I went ahead and started building area 1 and area 2, but only the cells, basically. These cells are, well, different from the high security cells, of course. This is an empty one. And yeah, this is how they look at the inside. They've got 2 beds. They've got books for, well, basically reading. Also, they have a toilet. They have a nice flooring, a lamp, of course, and a table with easy-made chairs and mostly a flower or a fern. But since this is an empty cell, the flower died and isn't replaced yet. So I just started placing down random blocks, and this is how they turned out. Then I started building the roof and really like how that turned out, especially here, the corners, how they formed a Y shape. Didn't expect that, and honestly I couldn't imagine anything better for them. Now after this I was almost out of inspiration, except for one part, the eating room. As you can see, also the eating room is divided into 2 parts, one for area 2 and one for area 1, of course. Every part has 2 tables with exactly 50 chairs, making 100 spaces for the parts, bringing the total up to 200. Now there are in total, I didn't mention that yet, 60 prisoners, 60 places for prisoners in area 1, 60 in area 2, and then the 81 from area 3, bring the total on 201. Now that isn't that big of a deal, since the eating times aren't the strict times, it are more like guidelines. It's around the time that you need to eat, and then it'll all be fine, so it's never full here actually. Now of course the food is made in the kitchen. As you can see, we've got a kitchen floor going. Got some ovens over here to cook. We cook with blaze rods because that's better for the environment. Got the smoke sucker thing, whatever it's called, to suck the smoke away, basically. And then over here, well, over here, this side, that side, and here a bit, we've got fridges and storage, basically. Because what is a kitchen without it, huh? And then 2 more things in the kitchen. Over here we've got the well, over here and over there we've got a table with cutting planks to cut and prepare the food. And over here we've got the blackboard with basically the food that will be served that day. Now after building this, there were only 3 things left to do, and the first thing is the visitor area. Tunnel basically leads up over there with a spiral staircase, and leads on over here to this waiting room with 3 ways to go, either that room, or the walkway. So let's first start with this room. This is what I would like to call the counter room. It's basically just a glass counter where you sit down, pick up the phone, and talk to the prisoner on the other side. It's mostly used by the authorities to interrogate people, or for the high security prisoners who actually aren't allowed visitors, but if they do have a visitor, it's over here. I know that this is often part of many prisons, and I thought, let's add this. And I had this idea, and well, it didn't turn out quite the way I wanted it to turn out, but it turned out better than I imagined in my head. So that's basically that area, that room. Then we've got this room left. And as you can see, these are just little tables with some chairs where you can sit and talk to your relative or just person that you're visiting. We got one for one-to-one talks, two of those. Then we've got one for a two-to-one talk or one-to-one-to-one or whatever. And then one table for, well, basically the if a family visits a prisoner. That was that room. Of course, at the other area, area 2, they are exactly the same, except mirrored. So that's basically what's over here. And then this tunnel, this walkway, leads to the outside area. For the outside area, I basically wanted to give the visitors a nice time with the prisoners. So I went ahead, added some roads, added these stairs from the top cell to the ground basically, and added a fence around it. Then added some walkways in the middle, planted some trees, used bone meal on the ground, planted some wheat to make it look even more, even better. The different color between the grass really shows some detail in this. And this is basically how the outside area turned out. They are about the same at every side, and it's meant to make the visitors have a great time. And that was basically the last part of the actual prison that I needed to build. There was one more thing that I wanted to build right from the start already. That were choppers. But I didn't know how to build choppers, so I asked a friend whether he could build one, and he said, yeah, sure, why not? And this is basically what he built. Made me a chopper. I really like that there is someone, well, driving, if you can say driving, the chopper. And he built 3 of them. A red one over there, and then this orange one, all 3 going in a different direction. And I really like how they turned out. And they are just extra. They are for looks, basically just because I wanted to add them. I wanted to add something special on the prison, and they do the trick. They really do. So I'm running out of time here. Good thing is, I showed you everything that I needed to show. So I hope you enjoyed it. Now, it was a great contest. I had a lot of fun building this. Again, props to Tibtuner for coming up with the contest. I really didn't expect to have as much fun as I did. But I had the fun, and that's what it's all about, such contests, isn't it? So, of course, I hope I win. If not, I had a hell of a good time making it. And yeah, let's hope for the best. So I thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed what you've seen. I hope I maybe gave you some ideas for builds of your own. It doesn't need to be a prison, of course. But yeah, I hope I helped, and thanks for watching again, and I hope to see you all next time. Have a good day, guys. Take care.